Why, sports supporters, well, as you can imagine, the fallout has begun. The Indiana Fever are literally taking what looks like the most valuable women's athlete asset that has come around in I don't know how many years. Certainly for women's basketball, they are taking this asset, an asset that I contend is worth more than every player in the WNBA combined.
The WNBA just pulled off the greatest disappearing act in sports, and it happened overnight. The moment Caitlin Clark went down with injury, the hype vanished. The crowds?
Gone.
The energy?
Dead.
And now, the league is facing an uncomfortable question. Was the entire WNBA riding on one player?
News that Caitlin Clark is out with a groin injury. Now, if you guys have been watching the Indiana Fever and Caitlin Clark play over the past 3 games, it is very clear that Caitlin Clark is not feeling like Caitlin Clark. She has only made 1 3-pointer in her last 3 games, and even just last game, she only had 6 points. But it wasn't only her performance on the court that was worrying fans, it was also just her demeanor, her energy. It felt like something was wrong. She wasn't hyping up the crowd like she normally does, and even in her pregame routine, she was doing some things differently.
Before the official injury report dropped, fans already knew something was wrong. Caitlin Clark didn't look like herself. Her shooting numbers dipped. Her energy?
Off.
Even her signature confidence seemed muted. And then it happened. Groin injury. Day-to-day status. And just like that, the league's biggest attraction was sidelined.
NBA. The WNBA don't think like we think. The WNBA ain't forced to run a business because it's subsidized. The WNBA don't have to do what most regular people have to do in order to be successful. The WNBA is trying to piss us off on purpose. Guys, the WNBA wants to go back to obscurity. The WNBA is trying their best to make sure nothing changes what this league represents.
The fallout was instant. Games that were once sold out suddenly had empty sections. Ticket demand dropped. Streaming numbers dipped. According to multiple sports analysts, viewership declines were significant whenever Clark wasn't playing. Fans weren't just disappointed, they stopped showing up.
Start with the most important question of the day. Glad y'all are here for this one. Are you worried about Caitlin Clark long term?
No, I am not. Every great athlete goes through this, particularly great athletes who are breaking barriers. And I think that Caitlin Clark is doing exactly that. And so I watched Steph Curry go through this. Okay, so it was ankle issues at the beginning of his career, raised some questions. He had to find a solution and fight his way through it. He wasn't getting beat up, but he was having physical issues.
Caitlin Clark didn't just join the WNBA. She transformed it. From her record-breaking NCAA run at Iowa to becoming the #1 draft pick by Indiana Fever in 2024. She brought something the league had been chasing for years. Mainstream attention. Attendance surged. Merchandise sales exploded. TV ratings climbed. She wasn't just a star. She was a movement.
So now Caitlin Clark is banged up. She will not play again tonight. So the physicality, she's getting roughed up. The league has an off season. How do we defend her? Well, it's pretty obvious how people want to defend her. They're trapping, double teaming, getting very physical. And now she's banged up. So her first 6 games, she was Caitlin Clark. In her last 3 games, she's averaging 12 a game and shooting 27%. She is not healthy.
But with success came controversy. Critics began asking, is the WNBA too dependent on Caitlin Clark? Some analysts argued the league had become overly reliant on her popularity. Others pushed back, saying this was simply what happens when a generational talent arrives. But now, with her sidelined, that debate isn't theoretical anymore. It's reality.
But it's a tough blow not only to Caitlin because we know that she loves to be on the court. It's a tough blow for the Indiana Fever because that is their superstar. Whether she is playing to the best of her abilities or not, they are still a better team with her on the court. And it's also a huge blow to the WNBA. Whether some fans like it or not, it was proven the last time that she was out with injury that the WNBA does better when she is on the court. The WNBA ratings across the league dropped by over 50% when Caitlin Clark was out with injury. And this is obviously such a crucial time and a crucial year for the league because they go into CBA negotiations at the end of the year.
Another major talking point, the physical treatment Clark has faced on the court, from aggressive defense to repeated hard fouls. Some fans and commentators believe she's being targeted. Others argue this is just professional basketball. But one thing is clear, the physical toll is real, and now it may have caught up with her.
And I can't believe I'm coming to this conclusion. Guys, it is clear the WNBA operation itself doesn't know what it's doing. And now it's clear that the Indiana Fever does not know what it's doing. But here's the sad part, guys. This ain't on accident. This is on purpose.
Many have compared Caitlin Clark's journey to NBA superstar Stephen Curry. Early in his career, Curry also faced physical challenges and injuries. But he adapted, he evolved, and he became one of the greatest players in basketball history. The question now is, will Clark follow the same path?
Every great athlete you can think of coming in, if there were great expectations, there were hurdles that they had to overcome. And so I agree. I think she's had a lot on her plate. This is not Iowa. This is not Kansas anymore, Toto. This is the WNBA. This is the world. And she's got a lot on her shoulders. But I've seen every player, great player, who's had to adjust to that and accommodate it. And I have no doubt that she will do that, whether it's physical or mental.
The Indiana Fever have remained cautious. Official statements describe Clark's injury as day-to-day. But behind the scenes, there's growing concern. Because this isn't just about one player. It's about the league's momentum.
Caitlin, when did you guys find out about this groin injury, and how much of an absence do you expect from her beyond today?
Yeah, late last night. I think it's very much a day-to-day thing, how she responds to treatment. I stay in my lane and let our strength and conditioning and our physical, our AT staff do what they do best. But yeah, I found out late last night, and then we'll treat it day to day.
Back-to-back a factor at all with that?
I mean, I don't know that it's a factor from a physical standpoint, from an athletic training standpoint. Certainly in my mind, it is. But at the same time, she's shown that she's tough and she's a quick healer. So we'll see. Some things.
Fans have been vocal. Some say they won't watch games without Clark. Others are calling for better protection from referees. And some are questioning the league's long-term strategy entirely. The reaction has been loud and impossible to ignore.
I'm keeping it real. All right, that's the draw, that's the aura, that's the brand. She is the WNBA. I've said, I contend she ought to be her three-point shot should have already been changed. That should be the logo of the WNBA. Of course, the old school WNBA fans, all about this many of them that existed. That makes them furious. I don't care. Y'all can keep trying to gatekeep this league all you want. I don't care. They're trying to take this asset. Stephanie White seems to be completely in over her head. Once again, Jason Whitlock said it the other day, and I pointed right at my television screen, which is over to the right of me, when I was watching Whitlock, and he said, they need to hire an NBA coach like Mark Jackson.
This isn't just a sports story. It's a business story. Caitlin Clark's presence directly impacts ticket sales, TV ratings, sponsorship deals. Her absence creates a noticeable void. At a time when the WNBA is approaching critical negotiations and growth opportunities, this couldn't have come at a worse moment.
She's a lot like Michael Jordan as the physicality of the league. And basketball has always been this way. If you can't figure out how to stop somebody, Steph Curry faced some of this. In basketball, the answer is always get physical with them. Make them uncomfortable. Rick Pitino was on yesterday and talked about Caitlin Clark.
She's a great passer. She reminds me of Steph Curry when Steph Curry came into the league. She's doing what Steph did early on. She has unbelievable range. She has great vision. She's a terrific passer. She's physically a little weak, but she'll get stronger as time goes on. But she really understands how to play, and she reminds me of the female version of Steph Curry. Incredible range.
Now, everything comes down to one question. When will Caitlin Clark return? Fans are waiting, the league is watching, and the spotlight remains firmly on her. Because whether people admit it or not, right now, Caitlin Clark is the WNBA's biggest draw.
So the Indiana Fever is not slick at all. They have Caitlin Clark out with a growing injury, and they have her scheduled day by day, right? So either two things is happening. Either she really don't have a growing injury, and they're trying to let her rest so she can play in the game against Paige Buckner's when they play the Wings tomorrow. And given that Caitlin Clark haven't had like her best game the last few games, they probably just like, okay, take the day off, girl, and come back ready to hoop.
This moment could define the future of the WNBA. Will the league adapt and build around its rising superstar? Or will it struggle to maintain the momentum she created? One thing is certain. When Caitlin Clark steps back on that court, the world will be watching.
It is no secret that Caitlin Clark has been struggling in her shooting since coming back from injury. She had that big game right after the initial leg injury where they played the Liberty, they beat the Liberty. She had 30-something, Sabrina had 30-something. It was a fantastic game. But since then, she has been really struggling from the field. There's been reports of her maybe having her migraine issues again. There's been reports of her in interviews, she's been coughing a lot and kind of sniffling, was she sick? And now she is out for tonight's game because of a groin injury. And even in her post-game interview the other night, she said, it felt good coming out of my hands and then it just wasn't going in. They feel good. They feel like typical Caitlin Clark shots.
If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Because this story is far from over.